Have you heard the news? There's a new park in Pleasant Grove, Utah. It's called Evermore. So a lot of people are asking, well, what is Evermore Park? Is it a theme park? Is it an amusement park? No, it's not either of those things. I don't even know what you'd call it. Maybe like a role-playing park? A Shakespearean park? I don't know. It's not any of those things. Evermore Park is basically a place. It's like a town that you kind of go to. It has some magical properties to it. Now, Evermore is more than just a park. It's an actual place, a place in another dimension. And we as humans have been able to get to this place through a portal that was opened up in Pleasant Grove, Utah, right into the city of Evermore. Now, Evermore is going through a lot of problems. There's a darkness that entered through a portal from a place called Lore, and now since that's been closed, there's a lot more that needs to be done. And the people of Evermore have needed help from people called world walkers. Now, we as humans who ventured through the portal are these world walkers that are going to be able to give them some help. And that is what Evermore is all about. Now, the thing is that if you're going to really get into it, you really have to have an imagination and a willingness to buy into characters and to get into the story. It's kind of like a haunted house. I mean, you only get a lot out of a haunted house unless you buy into the fact that it's a scary place and that the actors are actually scary, right? You kind of have to believe it. And if you do, you get more out of it. Well, that's the same thing with Evermore. You kind of have to let your imagination kind of go a little bit and get into what the story is trying to tell you. The first tip I'm going to tell you requires you to get into it a little bit, and that requires a costume. Now, the costume doesn't need to be very fancy. I mean, I'm still working on this one, but I got this jacket from a thrift store, I got this hat from a party store, and then this I made from fabric we got from a fabric store. And all of it didn't cost very much money, and it doesn't have to. And to be honest, to go into Evermore, you don't need to be in costume. You could just go in your regular clothes, but it makes it that much better. Because if you can create a character, and if you can dress like that character, you'll get into Evermore that much more easily. And so I would suggest it. It's part of the fun. Get into it. Go and create a character. You can be whatever you want. So a big part of Evermore is talking to people and asking them questions and finding out their story. And this can be a little bit intimidating at times. And so you might need to practice doing it. How you doing?
Leave me alone.
Apparently I need to practice a little bit more. Evermore has brought back what we've kind of lost as a culture. I think through social media and text messaging and all of that, we've lost the ability to interact and talk with people face to face. And Evermore has brought that back. And so that's what Evermore is all about. And if that's not something you're comfortable with, then it might be a little bit hard to get into it, though you can still just walk around and enjoy the sights because there's plenty of that. There's lots of other activities to do. The main key part of Evermore is about doing quests, talking to people, learning learning their stories and finding out where you fit into the story. And so that is what brings Evermore to life, I think, is just being able to become a part of the story. It's not something you just get to watch or watch other people do. You get to be in it. Now that takes time, and it can be a bit frustrating at first because you don't know what's going on. You don't know who's who, or what's the point of going to a certain place. And so you'll have to be patient and willing to go forward and learn about the different people and about what their parts are, and then finding out how you can play a part in that story as well. And that's what makes Evermore fun. And that requires coming back multiple times probably to do so. I don't know that you can do it all in one night, though you can have fun definitely just doing a brief quest here and there. That's what makes Evermore fun. So I would check it out.